wala haijatekwa nyara na genge la wezi wanaotaka kuuza kila kitu alafu waache Kenya ikiwa tupu bila chochote. Kama una support your done, congratulations to you, but to me, we can't have an administration that want to sell anything they see and want to borrow every money available in the borrowing market, and whatever they are doing cannot be seen even for with a microscope. I don't think that should be supported by any sane Kenyan. Charles Green, karibu kwa show. Shadrack Kanu, karibu kwa show. Fabiano Adriano, asante sana. Jana ukaniachana nini? Jana ukanivuja babu, ukasema huko kwetu hakuna mrogi wa maalum anayeweza kutumika kusaidia hii masuala ya Zakayo. Hilo jukumu tulikuwa tumeachia Julius Big J na nani huyu na PK. So ukiwapata au waulize, kwa sababu hilo swala tulikuwa walikuwa wamesema sisi wachungaji tuendelee na maombi, lakini hao wataenda the traditional way. So tafuta PK, Stony PK na Big J wakatuambie wamefikia wapi. Asante. Lakini Willy Mwadilo, karibu kwa show. Angela Wamboyu, karibu sana kwa show. Nashukuru kwa kuwa hapa. Gitonga wetu huyo, karibu kwa show. Asante sana kwa kuwa hapa. Bernard Owino, welcome to the show. Freedom, welcome to the show. Liliana, karibu kwa show. Nashukuru tu kwa kila mmoja. Tuendelee kumakinika kukaribishana. Hiyo namba ya watazamaji napaswa kupanda. Tafadhali share the link in all your WhatsApp group, share in all your Facebook groups. Let the whole world tune in. Let's have a great time together, even as we celebrate the goodness of God in the land of the living by standing against what's evil, what's unacceptable, and what should not be tolerated in our midst. This is our country, and we must stand up for its liberties, and of course, it must be governed according to the Constitution, which is the supreme law in the land. Any person who has no regard for the Constitution, who thinks the Constitution is too much, then he's unfit for public service, and therefore he should be ousted out of office. That is what we speak here, right, forthright and clearly, so that nobody mistakes us to be something else that we are not. So I'm calling upon us, let's focus, let's speak up, and let us reject what is not acceptable. And then, of course, to start us out, let's look at this, the protest of Kenyans against the sale of our parastatos. And then, of course, let me just bring this in. Let me just bring this in as we start out. And ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, please invite somebody, call upon somebody, remind them the show iko on, tuko ready kuchambua masuala haya ipasavyo. Msingoje wakati naanza kufungasha ndio mnaanza kuingia. Link ya kutumia kuingia studio nishapeana. Wacha nipeane tena ili usiseme kwamba hukupewa na ulikuwa na la kusema ukakosa nafasi ya kusema. Njia tatu za kuhusika katika show: kwa comment section una type kile ambacho unafikiria, tutapata nafasi ya kuhighlight some of this your views, but you can be sure they are being read and understood by majority of our followers. Number two way, you use the link we are sharing in the comment section, get into the studio here, and we'll give you an opportunity to speak up about the situation and give us your view on the same. Number three, which I encourage you to be part and parcel, is to participate into our poll question by voting either on Sound Candid Talk Live or Sound Candid Talk. On Sound Candid Talk Live, there is only one vote, which is 100% yes in favor of do you support calls for countrywide mass protests against the Ruto regime? And the first voter has voted yes, is in support. Let's look on this other side of the Sound Candy Talk channel. Okay, they call them the polling station. On this particular polling station, 22 votes so far. Do you support calls for countrywide mass protests against the Ruto regime? And 91% say yes, 9% say no of the 23 people who have cast their vote. I will encourage you, before you cast your vote, please make sure that you like the video. You are liking the video helps us to do a proper ranking on YouTube and elsewhere. So tafadhali usipige tu kura alafu utoroke. The polls are on and active. You just refresh your browser and you'll be able to access them in case you are not seeing them. Either you're following us on Sound Candy Talk or Sound Candy Talk Live, you will be able to access the poll question and be able to respond to the same. But we encourage you also to like the video. And if you have not subscribed to Sound Candy Talk Live, please do so. It is important. You will be able to follow us without fail. And of course, be able to understand what is going on. So tafadhali tunakuomba usingoje mpaka siku ile tutakuwa hatupatikani kwa Sound Candy Talk ndio utaanza kutafuta na kuuliza tulienda wapi. Ni muhimu wewe kuwa katika spaces zetu zote. Kama hujatufuata Facebook, tufuate Facebook. Kama hujasubscribe kwa YouTube channel, please subscribe on both YouTube channels, Sound Candy Talk Live, and Triumphant Bible Media. All of them are here for you, and is to ensure that the very best that we are offering will be able to be accessed by you. So to start us off, even as I wait for you to say congrats to Appeal Court. Thank you, Mohamed Ege. Thank you for your response on the same. Tutasonga mbele. Let's begin here. Okay. Haya ndio maoni ya Wakenya. This is the first protest picture I saw this morning about the uncontrollable appetite of Zakayo to sell off the assets that belong to the country. Now here it is. This one is created to protest and say that, what is it called? The KICC is for Kenyans. It is not for Zakayo, and Zakayo cannot sell it off as he wishes. So Wakenya wamechukua hiyo KICC wakaifunika ile bendera yetu na wanasema hii ni ya Kenya. Zakayo hawezi kuiuza. So Wakenya wanasimama kinyume na uongozi wa William Ruto, haswa ikifika kiwango cha kuanza kuuza rasilimali za nchi. Okay, and to put it clearly, this particular newspaper, BD says 200 billion assets which parastatals put on sale. Okay, these parastatals are worth 200 billion Kenya shillings, and they have been put to sell. Why would they want to sell them? What is it that they want to achieve after they sell them is not clear. The reason behind wanting them to be sold has not been made clear. And we will just remind you that in the past, the previous administrations, or rather the previous parliaments, were empowered to scrutinize any attempt to sell off any of the assets that belong to the country. And the law was clear that each asset needed to be discussed and debated on the floor of the House and then voted over before it could be sold off if it passes the vote on the floor of the House. But William Ruto has cleverly sneaked into the parliament and withdrew parliament approval on the sale of the public assets, and then now he is the sole decision maker. He said after the cabinet has agreed, he signs them off, then he gets them sold. And that's where Kenyans now need to protest, because our parliament seem not to be understanding their responsibility and why they should safeguard our assets, safeguard our properties. And so if we continue with this trend, we'll just wake up and find Kenya owns nothing, Kenya has nothing, and we are all bankrupt because we are borrowing uncontrollably, as well as selling off assets. Now, I don't understand. Why should William Ruto be on the forefront of borrowing and then selling off assets? How is he planning to pay back the debt? Okay. I thought you borrow to safeguard the assets, and the assets are supposed to be used as security in your borrowing. Now you are selling off the assets as well as borrowing. Hii ndio inakaa ile sijui, labda mimi ndio sielewi. Naomba tafadhali mkuje kunisaidia. Link ya kutumia kuingia studio, sijui kama hujaiona, wacha nikupatie tena. Naomba tafadhali njoo hapa tukasemesane, usikae mbali. Hii nchini yako na sauti yako ninafaa isikike katika maswala haya. Okay, and so that is part of what is transpiring in our great country. There's this other phenomenal reality that I wanted to share. Let me see if the video comes through. But in the meantime, let that number get to 100 and above as you invite somebody to join into the discourse. Don't watch alone. This is Sound Candy Talk. We're here for you to see to it that you get an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the whole scenario. So we're taking a short break, please. In the meantime, hakikisha umekaribisha mtu, hakikisha umekumbusha mtu, na wakaribisha wale ambao mnaingia studio kuja kwa fujo. Asante.
Sound Candy Talk sasa imeboreshwa zaidi. Kila siku ya wiki asubuhi tunapambazuka na maabudu na sifa kwenye kipindi cha Daybreak Worship. Baadaye tunakuletea mahojiano ya moja kwa moja kwenye one-on-one show. Alafu tunakuletea taarifa zinazochipuka siku hiyo zikiwa ange kwenye In the News Headlines. Kisha tunaingia bungeni. Viongozi tuliowachagua tuangalie wanafanya nini bungeni.
On a daily basis, whenever the House is sitting, the order paper is here.
I take any work that I'm given very seriously.
Not have favors. It's not appointed because you come from Nyeri.
Kisha baadaye usiku tunakutana kwenye Open Forum Political Show, kipindi kinachotadavua na kufafanua makala na taarifa zinazokuhusu zaidi.
Sasa hii ndiye time ya kuweka kila mtu question mark one by one. Ruto tumeshaweka question mark ya kutosa.
Umeenda mpaka umevuka border, umeanza kudanganya watu wenye wako US na nchi zingine.
Kazi ya kiongozi ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba vijana wako kazi.
Tazama Sound Candy Talk uelemike. Tukutane Sound Candy Talk.
Munataka kurudi kwa moto ama munataka kuokoka? Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni baba.
Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba! Dinga! Malie! Aguamo! Aguamo!
Hawa sio watu wa kuchezea. And these are people who are respected in this country. No matter what, even if you try to rubbish someone, even if you try to talk bad about someone, just know Raila Amolo Odinga will always be Raila Amolo. Tunaelewana?
Kumbe shida ni kwamba Mount Kenya inafuata Uhuru Kenyatta. Wao wanaogopa tu, wakisikia Uhuru Kenyatta wanaona dunia
Kujitokeze ati wanafanya nyokonyoko, tunatoka wengi sana.
Wewe Mheshimiwa William Ruto, shukisha taksi chini, hawa watu ndiposa wafanye biashara, wapate pesa waweke mfuko.
Tutaenda maandamano, wengine wanaanza asubuhi mpaka saa 12 jioni, wengine tunaanza usiku mpaka asubuhi. Sasa tumeanza kwenda usiku wa manane, tumeanza usiku wa manane, tumetumia akili.
Ukisema hata sasa mrudie, si mko tayari? Si mko tayari? Mko tayari? Nione mkono hapa.
Ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimpata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Keti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu, wewe umetukosea.
Sasa tumesema siku ya Jumatano, mko tayari? Mko tayari? Tumesema sisi si majambazi.
Wasting all your energy on business admin?
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is your most loved show.
Staying tuned to Sound Candy Talk. This is the place where Kenyans meet to tell their story in their own words and in their own language. Wherever you're joining us from, please make sure you don't watch alone. Invite somebody to be part of the great conversation where Kenyans are engaging about their country and what must be done to salvage the country from the bad leadership of William Ruto and team. Whatever we've been treated to as Kenyans is, it leaves everything to be desired. We are no longer Kenyans as Kenyans. We are no longer free as we have always been. And we are no longer leading the East Africa region and Africa as it has been the case all along. We seem to be backtracking with every item that William Ruto introduces, from the fertilizer, from the Hustler Fund, all the way to now housing levy. Everything is backfiring in the hands of one William Ruto. The country is no longer where it has always been. Look at the way our national exam has been handled. That one class, somebody sent me results of one county, and everybody in science got 75%. It is not possible. And so we seem to be asleep when our country is sleeping off, and we are just watching. And so here at Sound Candy Talk, we give you an opportunity to speak up. We give you an opportunity to call what is evil, evil, call what is right, right. And that opportunity is important because we believe God has strategically placed us here to be part of the making of the history of this country. And wherever the history of this country shall be written, your name needs to sound clearly and loudly because you stood up for what is right. And what is bedeviling this country is our now known culture of corruption and denying what is right, twisting what is valid, attempt to defeat justice in the pretext that certain people must always be right and others must always be wrong, that certain communities cannot make president. A president has to come from a specific community, and even if he doesn't have votes, we will drum up something, seek for extra votes, cook figures just to make somebody president, even when the Kenyan people have voted against such a person. Now that corrupting of the system and trying to defeat justice has led down this country for ages, and we cannot stand that anymore. And so as we engage, I want us to be on the forefront of rejecting what is evil and standing for what is right. I salute each one of you, as you come in, please make use of that link. Get into the studio. Let's get talking. We can no longer hold back. We can no longer play Mr. Nice. We have to get our gloves off and get the country back on the track. This is not the Kenya we were born in. This is not the Kenya we aspire to live for our children. A Kenya that belongs to the chosen few who want to sell it at any choice. No, it doesn't work that way. Selling monuments, selling historical companies that have sustained this country for ages. This is doing away with the whole fabric of what makes Kenya Kenya. Okay. Now, what is Kenya without Kenya Pipeline? What's Kenya without Jomo, wherever, Kenyatta International Convention Center? What is Kenya without new KCC? I mean, what's happening? We cannot just sell off things simply because Zakayo doesn't like them. Let Zakayo sell sugoi, sell his eggs, sell whatever he wants to sell, avocado, and leave Kenya alone. Kenya belongs to all Kenyans, not to one individual who wants to sell off whatever he cannot maintain. If you are a parent and you sell off everything you cannot maintain, you will end up with nothing. Okay, you can't maintain the chair you sell, you can't maintain the fridge you sell, you can't maintain the laptop you sell. What are you going to end up with? A country is not built like that. So Wakenya wenye nia njema atukusanyike hapa tuseme yetu, kisha muda ukiyoyoma basi tutangatuka, lakini kwa sasa hivi lazima tuambiane ukweli na ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba nchi hii inahitaji kukombolewa, na wakombozi ni wewe na mimi, kwa kupasa sauti zetu na kukataa kunyamazishwa na wale ambao wangependa tunyamaze ili nchi ikaendelee kudorora, sisi tukitazama tu. Umuhimu wa nchi yoyote, rasilimali zake. Faida ya nchi yoyote, rasilimali zake. Heshima ya nchi yoyote, rasilimali zake. Hatuwezi kuwa na nchi ambayo imeuza kila kitu. Sasa tunategemea nini? Masomo. By the way, labda kuwakumbusha tu, okay? Kwa wale ambao mnakumbuka ni kwamba until recent, okay? Mitihani yetu, national exam yetu yote ilikuwa inakuwa printed at Britain. Okay? Ballot papers, we print them elsewhere, not here. Why? Is it that we cannot engage printer and paper or what is it that we don't have? Okay? So national exam printed in Britain, brought to Kenya for Kenyans to sit for the exam. I mean, come on. And then you're telling us to go and celebrate 60 years of independence. What independence? 6 years. You now want to sell off whatever you have. The other company is Kenya Literature Bureau. Okay? Kenya Literature Bureau. I mean, okay. When you say it off, okay, those you are buying, what are they going to use it for? Because if it's not useful to you, it's not useful to the country, you want to sell it out to who? Are those people are going to carry the company elsewhere, or they're going to use it within the country? And if they can use it and make profit, why can't you, as the leader of the country, get right people into that company and make sure it is making profit? What attempts have been put by Zakayo in trying to salvage these companies that have failed, so he can now throw in the towel and say, no, we have revamped this, we have worked on this, we have changed the management, we have put competent people, but the company is still not making profit, so we sell it off. Where is the proof that these companies cannot be salvaged and they cannot be made profitable? Somebody wants to steal from us. Let's not dance to their music. Asante sana. So unasherekea housing levy kukataliwa na koti ukiwa wapi? Tuonyeshe hapo kwa comment section. na wale watu wanaongea kwa studio. Yaani mtaniacha hapa niongee lisaa lizima na nyinyi hampo? Nitafunga alafu niende, okay? Na simu yangu isilie. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is a video I'm working on, and it seems not to be coming through, but let's see how it all plays out. Let me bring in this first, and then we continue with the discussion. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
Safaricom chapa dimba, Zing chapa dimba, tunachapa dimba.
Munataka kurudi kwa moto ama munataka kuokoka? Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni baba.
Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba! Dinga! Aguamo!
To you as the owner of Pinewood Beach Resort in Spa, in Kalokinando. A few days ago, on Friday, 17th of November, Paul Russo of KCB and Kamal Bhatt, KCB's appointed receiver of English Point Marina, organized an attack on Pinewood Beach Resort. We were attacked by a car full of security personnel from Windstar Security, who brought with them a canter full of crude weapons, rungus, machetes, and stones, and over 200 goons dropped off by matatus. Their goal was to destroy, pillage, and kill, evict all employees, steal, destroy, and leave Pinewood in ruins. A large mob gathered at the main gate and forcefully entered the hotel. Unfortunately, our staff were overwhelmed and were beaten with rocks and slashed with machetes. On that day at Pinewood, we had over 60 tourists from Europe and about 80 staff and management. As the owner of Pinewood, I'm deeply saddened by the attack that took place. I was born in Kenya and have lived here all my life. I've never seen anything like this in Kenya. The attackers acted with complete impunity, savagery, no regard for the law or the court-ordered injunctions. We have comprehensive CCTV footage, and the scenes are unbelievable, shocking, distressing, sad, just unbelievable. This is not my Kenya. The attackers overwhelmed us from the main gate and the beach. They beat our staff and robbed our guests in broad daylight. This is the second time that they've tried to enter Pinewood forcefully, and they continue to do so despite court injunctions. Yet, despite having a court-ordered injunction, KCB and their appointed receiver continue to attack Pinewood. This time, there were no receivers or lawyers present. The attackers made their way through the hotel, ambushing guests and beating our staff to the ground. Many of our staff sustained serious wounds and deep gashes to the head from crude weapons that required urgent medical attention. Tourist police had to intervene with gunfire, while our own staff were forced to fight the attackers head-on. I'm forever grateful to our staff and guests for their bravery. I'm also grateful to the police, who had to intervene to ensure our safety. The police are going to remain at Pinewood full-time throughout the holiday period. The perpetrators are being investigated.
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is your most loved show.
You are watching Sound Country Talk. Watch, share, like, subscribe. You are watching Sound Candy Talk.
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is your most loved show.
Those sad scenes that we are witnessing in this administration, where if somebody is interested in your property or you have issues in the court over the ownership of the property, or maybe you're owing, he will put up his vigilante, come and attack your place, run it down. This is not the Kenya we are looking for. This is not the Kenya that we know. Kenya nchi nzuri, hakuna matata. What happens now if we now we see things like this? Will you come as a foreign investor and invest if the country is attacking its own people who have invested in their own country running their business? What is it that is so, difficult in following due process? Even if it means you're going to fight in court for years, but at the end of the day, you get justice. Why are we so much caught up into trying to defeat justice by trying to manipulate the processes and, cause damage unnecessarily? This unruly behavior, this impunity, seems to be springing from right at the top of the Ruto administration. These people are not acting out of just, being tipped off or being encouraged to. We see impunity. If somebody is able to steal the presidents, I said yesterday, what else can they do? Okay? If you're able to take, you hear the narrative, we defeated the deep state, we defeated the system. Okay? If they are able to do that, then they will brag about anything. But any person who is violating the law and trying to overturn what the law stipulates, those people belong to jail. They don't belong to State House. They don't belong to Parliament. They don't belong to the Senate. They belong to jail. Especially the pursuit of public good. The pursuit of public good. I mean, so tell me, how is Ruto helping the economy by chasing away investors, frustrating the people who have invested, selling off national assets? How will that contribute to the recovery of the economy? Can somebody help me understand that? Is that economic sense? Is that what doctors do? Because we are treated to the fact that this is doctor. Now is this, even Moi did not do this. Moi over and over again did everything in his power to save KCC. As primary school teacher as he was. What is it that now Ruto wants to sell everything because he sees they are of no profit? Hapana. Tusikubali kuibiwa. Haya, naomba tafadhali wale mnakuja studio muingie. Travel with Fred. It's unbelievable to see something like that. Who will come to invest in Kenya if this is the way things are happening? It's sad. It is sad. It's sad. Why can't people respect other people's property? Respect other people. Respect other people because they are valid. Being in power it doesn't mean that you will be in power forever. Okay, and that's why I have always said that there is God was not foolish to create you with two eyes and put both in front and none at your back. Okay, it's the reason why God created you with two eyes and put both of them in front and none at the back is because you will always need somebody to watch your back. You will always need somebody to watch your back. If God wanted you to watch your back by yourself, he would have put one eye here another eye here so that you see both directions. You will always need somebody to watch your back. So being in power doesn't mean you are now sovereign. You are now absolutely powerful and nobody can, tell you anything. Especially when it comes to respecting other people's properties. Come on. The Bible talks about godliness and contentment. It's great gain. Godliness and contentment. Be content with what you have. Why must you own everything and grab everything from everyone? What is it that you want to do with every other person's properties? Okay. Well, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being part and parcel of the great conversation. Karibu kwa show mahala pote ulipo, tuendelee kukaribishana. Hebu nione verdict ya Paul, tumefikisha wapi katika Sound Candy Talk Live. Hebu nione wapiga kura wangapi na wangapi wana support maandamano kinyume na William Ruto. Okay. Sasa hivi katika Sound Candy Talk Live inaonekana watu wako huko. Okay. Tumekuwa na nini 7 likes kwa Sound Candy Talk. Kura zimepigwa 3 na zote zinasema yes. Do you support calls for countrywide mass against the Ruto regime? 100% yes on Sound Candy Talk Live. Let's check on the other side. At Sound Candy Talk, we have 42 votes so far. You support calls for countrywide mass protest against the Ruto regime. And on this particular polling station, of the 55 votes, wow, huku kunapigwa kura kwa fujo. Okay, tumefika 57 votes. 82% say yes and 18 say no. So it appears the majority of Kenyans are ready for the street. They are ready for the protest. They don't want the nonsense to continue. And so we are calling upon Kenyans to put their money where their mouth is. Make your whatever. Make good your promise or make good your protest. This is not the time for you to sit back and do nothing. This is not the time to sit back and do nothing. This is a time for you to do everything in your power to secure all that must be secured as far as this country is concerned. We cannot afford to give up on this country. It is the only one we have. And so let us to see to it that we salvage it completely. Okay, Hannah hapa nasemaje? We need our men to come out and fight for our freedom, fight for us, fight for Kenya. Please wake up. Sasa ni wa mama tunaanza wapi? Okay, sisi wa mama tunaanza wapi? Hapo umeanzia Han UK, ni hapo tu. Wewe huwa tulikuwa tunasema tukiwa shule kwamba sisi hatuhusiki katika mgomo, okay? Kwa sababu sisi ni watu wa CU, okay? Lakini sisi tuna supply mawe au wengine wakirusha. So that is supposed to be a joke. But inasema kila mtu ana sehemu yake katika kukomboa nchi. Hakuna wale ambao wakutafight na wengine wanakaa nyumbani. Ni lazima kila mmoja awe kwa mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha kwamba nchi inakombolewa, na ikombolewa itakuwa kwa faida ya kila Mkenya. That's all we are seeking. Kenya for all Kenyans, not Kenya for the chosen few. Kulingana na vile mambo yanaenda, hii Kenya imetekwa nyara na wezi wanataka kutuibia kwa vyote vile, na wanataka kutumia njia ambazo wanaziita legal ways ya kutuibia. So they want to legalize stealing, legalize robbing, legalize molestation and oppression. That should not be allowed. So Kenyans, it is our turn to shout down the evils in the land and secure our country completely. Omar King anasema Kakamega kimewaramba. I don't know. Okay. Haya, kivipi tena? Tuambie kwa kufafanua. Ole Sangel Sank. Okay, thank you everybody. Wacha nipeane link tena kwa wale ambao mnaingia studio. Kuna video ya Murwa hapa nilikuwa nataka. Okay. I think it is accepted. Okay. Right now I'm going to play this. I don't know whether it will have any international claims, but just listen to this. Listen to this. Watch carefully and listen to what's happening here.
Another bridge that shocked the world was built in China. It's no secret that this magnificent sea dragon, known as the Jiaozhou Bay Bridge in Qingdao, Shandong, cost China nearly a staggering $10 billion. Now, some may wonder, why would China invest billions in constructing such an astounding bridge over the ocean? There's an ancient Chinese saying that holds the answer. If you want to get rich, build roads first. To develop, a country must pave the way to progress. And China's unwavering determination to achieve this is nothing short of remarkable. When this mammoth bridge emerged, it did so in one fell swoop, capturing the title of the world's longest sea-crossing bridge at the time. Click follow and be blown away by the sheer magnitude of this engineering marvel. Spanning a jaw-dropping 42.23 kilometers, this bridge journey begins from the heart of Qingdao's urban area, glides past the enchanting Red Island, and triumphantly reaches its destination at Yellow Island. The bridge section alone stretches a whopping 31.63 kilometers, with the awe-inspiring cross-sea portion extending a breathtaking 25.81 kilometers. To give you an idea of the Herculean effort behind this project, China devoured a whopping 450,000 tons of steel and gobbled up.
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is your most loved show.
Yako tunajua uzito wako wewe na Willis, vile Kibikibi amesema lazima tuweke bet mara 3 raundi. Lazima Jaluo kuwe kwa serikali, kwa dirisha, kwa milango, kwa vita, kwa njia yoyote tutakuwa ndani ya serikali 2027.
Umesema na chuo
2027. Willis na Jimmy Wanjigi msimame imara. Pili, Baba Wina jipanga. Tunataka make sure kila kona Jaluo lazima pewe share yake. Enda community Jaluo hakuna, wanaleta wale mediocre, wale puppet ambao anaambia rudi upande anarudi. Hakuna Jaluo kamili ambaye anaweza ambia serikali ni mbaya. Wanasema tu yes sir, hata kama ni mbaya. Lazima tukue na wanaume ambao wanatetea wa Kenya. Ya mwisho, Honorable Florence wa timu Wanyonyi, Mungu akubariki. Hatujawahi ona mwanamke ambaye ako na hekima kama huyu mama. Na timu ukiwacha Florence Wanyonyi, ukiwacha Florence, timu Wanyonyi ukiwacha Florence, Mr. Team haitakuwa rahisi. Huyu mama amejua chum zote. Amejua korido zote. Uliza Korokocha anajua. Uliza Madare, Mkuru Kayaba, kwa Jenga. Kila mahali huyu mwanadada Florence wa team anajua kila kona. Mujipange, msipojipanga, sasa wana Nairobi wanaumia kwa sababu gani? Tulichagua Mudioka ambaye anaishwa sijui pole kapikiata, sijui pole kasichieta. Akatufanya sasa tumechagua huyu jamaa.
Mimi nimealikwa hapa na ndugu yangu Simba Arati. Amesema ya kwamba leo alikuwa anafanya Thanksgiving. Na pia akasema baba naye anakuja, nikasema mimi lazima pia nisindikishe baba, tukuje pamoja Kisii na tumshukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya Simba. Simba tumefanya kazi na yeye pamoja kule bungeni. Tumeanza na yeye kule 2013, tukafika mpaka 2022. Na kule Nairobi nikwambie, wakati wowote kulikuwa na maandamano na mambo yoyote, Unakumbuka Simba huyu siku moja amepatana na mtu anaitwa Titimasi. Unajua Titimasi? Titimasi alitafuta kofia kila mahali mpaka siku moja Simba akamletea kofia, akamwambia hii ndio kofia yako sasa, chukua hii kofia. Huyu ni mwanamume kweli kweli. Na pia vile amekuwa gavana hapa Kisii, ameamua lazima afanyie watu wa Kisii kazi kikamilifu, na pia kazi bila ufisadi. Na saa zingine ukitaka kufanya
kama Simba Arati amechaguliwa na ODM, huwezi kuja hapa sasa kuleta kuandama, kuleta hivi, kufanya hivi. Na hata Simba Arati mwenyewe tumesema kama utaharibu uhusiano wako na chama chako, uwe tayari kurudi kwa wananchi, uchaguliwe na chama hicho ambacho wewe mwenyewe unataka. That there must be strict, hivi ndivyo tutajenga demokrasia yetu. Hiyo tumekubaliana kabisa. Na ile tabia ya kudhulumu Jubilee tulizungumzia kwa kirefu. Nimeona kijana my co-chair Kimani Chungwa, yeye ameingiliwa na kasumba ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Kila akiamka ni Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta anakuja kwa kanisa mwingi. Wote wakaamka. Nikajaribu kuelewa what is the problem. Kumbe shida ni kwamba Mount Kenya inamfuata Uhuru Kenyatta. Wao wanaogopa tu wakisikia Uhuru Kenyatta wanaona dunia imekwisha. Uhuru Kenyatta ni coalition leader wa Azimio Coalition, ako na haki zake za kikatiba. Huwezi kwa sababu alikuwa former president useme hawezi kuwa na haki ya kupiga kura or to belong to a political party organization. Hayo pia tumeyazungumzia kwa kirefu, mengine machungu tukayatatua. Nataka wananchi wa Kenya wajue.
Wenzangu wa Bungoma, msicheze na moto. Si mumecheza na moto na mumeumia? Si mumecheza na moto na mumeumia? Munataka kurudi kwa moto ama munataka kuokoka? Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni baba.
Ati mafuta wametoa kule Warabuni na wameweka makampuni yao inaleta hapa na bei inaenda juu zaidi. Sasa wametangaza wanataka kuuza mashirika ya serikali. Moja yao ni ile shirika ya kusafirisha mafuta, Kenya Pipeline Corporation, nataka kuuza, na National Oil Corporation. Kenya Pipeline Corporation ikienda kwa mkono ya watu binafsi, bei mafuta taenda hata mara 100 hapo. KPC is a strategic investment that should not be sold under any circumstances. Lakini wao wanataka kuuza sasa. Mimi nitaongea juu ya hiyo hivi karibuni. Lakini kwa sasa leo mimi nataka niambie nyinyi ati mjitayarishe. Vile tunaona mambo hapa itakuwa vile tulikuwa nataka. Tena mimi nataka sasa nishukue nafasi hii nitoa shukrani kwenu nyinyi wa Kisii. Tuliposema mjitokeze ati wanafanya nyoko, mlitoka kwa wengi sana. Si mlitoka kwa wengi? Na tukisema hata sasa mrudie, si mko tayari? Si mko tayari? Mngepoko tayari nione mkono hapa. Sasa wakati huu tunajitayarisha na wakati itakuja. Wakati itakuja ambayo sisi tutasema wakati huu walikuwa wanaongea. Wameongea sasa sisi kesho tutakuwa na kikao, tutasoma ile ripoti alafu tutatoa taarifa kamili. Kama ni mbaya ni nini? Sawa. Tutaangalia vile itakuwa. Alafu tutaarifu nyinyi, hii ni sawa, hii ni sawa, hii ni mbaya, hii ni mbaya. Sawa. Kama nataka nyinyi msubiri, mtapata habari kamili. Sasa nikisema Sawa sawa, tutaangalia, lakini sasa kwa sababu tuko na wageni wengi hapa, nataka waongee na nyinyi. Sasa kwanza mimi nataka nikisema ODM nasema tuko ODM. 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 ODM.
Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is your most loved show.
Okay. If you want to be rich, begin by building roads. What is Zakayo borrowing for? What serious project that the Kenya Kwanza administration is doing that really needs this money badly, that they are now ready to sell off our assets to continue with that project? What is the project? Where is it? Where is it being built? Who can take us to where that is? Huh? Haya basi, mambo ni kama hayo. Tusikubali kuhadaliwa na wakora ambao wanataka kukaa kana kwamba wako busy, wanafanya chochote kusaidia nchi, kumbe kazi yao ni kufanya nini? Kuharibu nchi kabisa kabisa. Tusimame imara, tutetee haki za kila Mkenya. Frank, how are you?
Yes, Mr. Bernard.
Hey, hali vipi?
Uko salama, labda wewe?
Niko poa.
Hello?
Songa karibu na mic.
Nani?
Bwana Frank, net yako inaonekana ina shida. Itabidi utoke urejee tena. Pole lakini. Audio yako haingii vizuri. Rekebisha tafadhali. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm waiting for you to come through and be part of the great conversation where Kenyans are engaged on doing what must be done to save their country. And then, of course, we are looking at the calling off of the housing levy by the courts. Ruto vowed, fought, threatened just to get this working, but now things are not going the way they ought to go for him and his administration. And then, of course, the Raila Odinga's drumming up ODM on new members. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we look at this. Let me just bring in this video. Inasemekana kwetu kumevamiwa. I mean, this is posh homes demolished in Kakamega Milimani Estate. Let's look at this.
Whatsoever is happening in Kakamega today, hata mnapoona watu wana huzuni sana, kwa sababu ndio manyumba zinabomolewa, hatukatai, but these people they don't have any other alternative. People are in pain kwa sababu already Wakenya wameumia, already Wakenya wanalia, lakini the rest kitu itapomolewa, lakini what next? What next? Haya, hao wenye wamebomolewa wameenda wapi? Hao watu wenye wako hapa, some of them wenye walikuwa naishi hapa, the government officers wenye walikuwa naishi hapa, where were they? The person who even issued the license and other things. Wakenya tunaumia kwa sababu nyumba kama hizi kubwa kama hizi zikienda hapa, mtu ataenda wapi? Watu wanakufa, watu wanalia, watu hawana mahali pa kwenda. It is terrible. We are regretting even to be Kenyans.
Ukweli serikali inafanya kazi yake. Kama wewe unajua uliipa mali ya umma, pepa msiko yako. Mimi siwezi kuanza kusupport tajiri na hii akala. Wakati tajiri anakula, mimi nakuanga huko. Hii mali ilikuwa mali ya raia. Hata Kakamega hatuna hata kiwanja ya watoto kufanyia mpira, hata mazoezi peke yake hakuna. Kila mahali unapata mtu amekula.
Kenyans of goodwill, thank you so much for being part of this. This is serious. Yes, Frank. Frank, unatupata? Okay, inaonekana kuna itilafu ya net leo. Sijui kutakuwaje. Nimeona Haruni akija sijui akatoroka. Okay, let's analyze this. I don't have the background of the story. But the demolitions in this country needs to be, I think, to be conducted in a better way, And then, of course, the government and the people involved should be kind of follow due process. Give people the required notice if they must move. Facilitate their moving if you must, and don't just bounce on people and demolish. And then the irony of it is that we are demolishing houses to build what? Or you are demolishing so that you build a house again? What is the sense behind all that? The house you build is now legal. The one you're doing is illegal. Isn't that engaging the same expenses or maybe better expenses for the new project? I don't know the whole story behind this, but I think we need to rethink as a country. And begin to put the safeguarding of our assets as a priority, and then look at the whole scenario, not just, there is what we call in the church Christian activities, whereby you can be caught up into church activities until you lose touch with the most important aspect of your being in church, okay? You're not in church to sing, to dance, to praise, to worship. First and foremost, your being in charge is in building up your relationship with Christ as your Lord and Savior. The preaching, the singing, the dancing, The jumping must all work out to you becoming more tight with Christ and more like Christ. But if you are caught up into church activities, that these activities are endless, yet they are not conforming you into the image of Christ, they are not making you more like Christ, then your being in church is useless. As a country, bringing the same picture, we are caught up into being busy into activities, but these activities are not geared towards anything. We just want to be seen demolishing, want to be seen building, want to be seen carrying out rhetorics. Where is the roadmap of what we are building out of Kenya? Where's the roadmap of what we want to achieve? What is it that we want to do? Is it just to be in power and demonstrate we have power, or there is something we are working on as a country that we want to end up with? Mimi nashinda kuelewa kabisa, kwa sababu kuharibu mali ya watu kwa sababu upendi ama unasema hiyo plot sio yao, then unaenda kubadilisha mambo ya plot. Hii plot ilikuwa yao, umeenda kwa Ministry of Lands umebadilisha hiyo mambo, just want to wreak havoc. I think we are doing very poorly as a country, and we are becoming very, very poor destination for investors if this is what we are doing. Yes, they are very poor destination for investors. Nobody's going to invest here. And if nobody invests here, I don't know how you're going to have those young people engaged into profitable engagements. Okay, let's continue. Thank you, everyone. Frank, I hope you are now okay. Frank, unmute and talk. You are still mute.
Hello.
Yes, there you go. Go ahead.
Mr. Bernard. Hello.
Bwana Frank, we can hear you. Go ahead.
How was your day?
It was okay. Thank you. Kuna delay kubwa Frank. Kama unatumia simu, naomba tafadhali anzisha simu yako. Iko na delay mrefu. I hope just restart so that it's up to date. You are coming in after almost a minute. But thank you for your efforts. Thank you. We really salute you for your struggle to be part of this great conversation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we salute every one of you. Thank you so much as you continue participating in our discussion.
You are watching.
Munataka kurudi kwa moto ama munataka kuokoka? Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni baba.
Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba. Dinga. Aguamo.
Hawa sio watu wa kuchezea. And these are people who are respected in this country. No matter what, even if you try to rubbish someone, even if you try to talk bad about someone, just know Raila Amolo Odinga will always be Raila Amolo. Tunaelewana?
Kumbe shida ni kwamba Mount Kenya inafuata Uhuru Kenyatta. Wao wanaogopa tu, wakisikia Uhuru Kenyatta wanaona dunia
Ujitokeze. Ati wanafanya nyokonyoko. Tulitoka wengi sana.
Wewe Mheshimiwa William Ruto, shukisha taksi chini. Hawa watu ndiposa wafanye biashara, wapate pesa waweke mfuko.
Tutaenda maandamano, wengine wanaanza asubuhi mpaka saa 12 jioni.
Wengine tunaanza usiku.
Mpaka asubuhi. Tutaanza usiku.
Sasa tumeanza. Usiku wa manane. Tumeanza. Usiku wa